Welcome back. Now sports. Musbar about Razak is joining us. Alaji, it must be. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Now, it's another sad moment in world soccer as another legend passed on. One of the greatest football players, Franz Beckenbauer of Germany, who captained his country to World Cup victory in 1974 before winning the tournament again as a manager in 1990, died at the age of 78. Known as the Kaiser, which means the Emperor, Beckenbauer played a central role in some of the country's greatest soccer achievements. He got 103 caps for West Germany and also won the 1972 European Championship. Musba, tell us about this great man.
Good evening, viewers. Franz Beckenbauer was a great footballer, one of the greatest of all time. He captained Germany to the World Cup and also led them to the World Cup as a manager. He had a lot of history on his side. Beckenbauer won silver medal at the World Cup in 1966 in England, won the bronze in 1970, and won the ultimate prize in 1974 when then West Germany hosted the championship. Beckenbauer is regarded as one of the greatest defenders of all time. He created that sweeper role, defender, a lone defender, watching the football and acting as the emperor. So he created it and named it the libero. He was the first captain to win the European Champions Cup 3 times, what we will now call the UEFA Champions League. Bayern Munich won it 74, 75, 76. He was the first captain to lift the World Cup and also lifted the European Championship, the kind of AFCON we have here. He was named in the FIFA World Team of the Century. He was named in the Ballon d'Or Team of the Century. He was named in the Europa Champions League Team of the Century. So he belongs to the highest class. He was one of the greatest. He was the greatest German footballer ever. Yes.
Do you tell us more about Kaiser?
Yes, they called him Kaiser because of his commanding stature on the field of play. If I was reading Jeremy Carragher saying that when a defender begins to play from the back, they will now say, oh, look at him, he thinks he's Beckenbauer. Because he was that kind of player.
Yes.
And as a defender, he scored 112 goals.
As a defender?
Yes, 112 goals. He scored 14 goals for his country. So you can imagine his capacity on the field of play, scoring 75 times for Bayern Munich. I will tell viewers one story about this man. When he was appointed coach of Germany national team, all the coaches in the country, they came together and said, we will not serve as your assistant coach. We will not serve as your assistant because you didn't go to any soccer academy to learn the art of coaching. And he said, come on, I was capped 103 times for Germany. What is any coach going to teach me about football? I led my country to win a World Cup. What are you going to teach me? They refused to assist him. He took the team to the final of the World Cup in his first time as coach and lost in the final to Carlos Bilardo, coach Argentina, which also had Maradona.
Inspired by Maradona.
He lost that final in a pulsating final. He lost 3-2. Then he came back for the 1990 World Cup and succeeded in leading the team to victory. From there, they hired him as coach of Bayern. He's the architect of the success story of Bayern, both at club level and as a player, because he led them to win 2 European titles as their coach. And then he also acted as president of Bayern Munich. Beckenbauer is in a class of his own, or was in a class of his own. Nigerians will remember one defender that we had in 1987, Ladi Babalola. Ladi Babalola played exactly like Franz Beckenbauer. He was a sweeper. All the defenders would be ahead of him. He would be the last man, the distant last man. And he also had this irritatingly nonchalant approach to football, which was all, because Beckenbauer was so sure of his skills that he made playing football look so easy, almost nonchalant. Ladi Babalola also played like that. He trusted his skills. And sometimes, because Ladi Babalola would not simply kick the ball into the air, he would want to continue the attack from the back. Sometimes he passed to the opponent. We were punished in 1987 by Brazil that beat us 4-0 in that under-17, under-20 World Cup. So the role that he created, that libero role, many years after, we had defenders who were playing exactly like him. So when you are talking about the reformers of the game of football, Beckenbauer stands out because he created that role. Zagallo, Mario Zagallo too, also coached and also won the World Cup as a player. He won the World Cup as a player and coach, just like Didier Deschamps of France. So Zagallo was the one who created the bicycle kick. That's why they say, what's Zagallo? He too died, I think, how many days ago? 3 or 4 days.
5 days ago.
So these are players that you can never forget them. It pains me to know that Beckenbauer is no more. The great Beckenbauer. These are players you can't replace. How can Beckenbauer won the Ballon d'Or twice? And for a player to win Ballon d'Or, you know what it means for a defender?
Defender, yes.
Yeah. For a defender.
I think, was it, I've forgotten the last person that won it as a defender.
It should be Fabio Cannavaro.
Yes, Fabio Cannavaro.
2006.
Cannavaro.
Yes.
Cannavaro. 2006.
So if you want to remind, who reminds you of Beckenbauer now in our Super Eagles? Let's say from 94 set or what we have now?
94 set from our Super Eagles. The only person that reminds me of Beckenbauer is also dead, Stephen Keshi.
Yes.
It's only Stephen Keshi that played
scoring defender.
Scoring defender and play with that similar skill and commanding role.
Yes.
So sure of himself that he can take on even any striker. I remember in 1992 when we played Senegal, our first match in Nations Cup. Keshi tried to use Bokande. He got the ball from him. Bokande scored, equalized against Nigeria. Keshi went ahead and scored the winning goal. So that's the only defender I know in Nigeria that plays exactly like Franz Beckenbauer. So apart from posing stature, apart from Ladi Babalola that Jide mentioned, that Ladi did not really last long.
Really.
So, but Keshi, give it to him. He had everything about Beckenbauer. That's why we call him Big Boss. Because he's very commanding.
Dominant and he's scoring.
Dominant and he's scoring goals. Against Angola in the match Okaraji died. He was the one that scored that goal.
Yes.
In the match that Okaraji died in Lagos, Keshi was the one that scored that long goal we won the match with. So he's so sure of himself.
Even in 1982,
yes,
when we went to the Nations Cup.
And Libya,
yes,
he scored.
Libya, he scored.
Keshi?
Yes.
Long range.
Yes.
Yes.
I was.
He played the first match for the Eagles in 1980.
He entered the national team like Erin Wosu when he was at St. Peter's College. Keshi, Erin Wosu, Franklin Howard, the three of them were playing for St. Peter's College, Akoka, and from school.
Franklin Howard was the captain of
under 20, where Keshi partnered him 5 and 6.
Yes.
So that was when we had the school sports program. We produced footballers. Not now.
Not now that they go and bring mercenaries to come and play. Do you know that for Nigeria, this sports festival, they brought people from neighboring countries to come and compete for some states. It had never happened before. because it was competition, real competition for state.
State by state.
Now we go to the extent of hiring mercenaries from foreign countries for ordinary national sport festival. We should be ashamed of ourselves.
3 hours to the Nations Cup.
Yes. Yes.
Nations Cup now.
Yeah.
And we're not. The Nigerians are not
We want to ask him what he thinks will happen to them.
No, as in Nigerians are not. They are indifferent.
Well, I'm indifferent too. Yes. I've not seen Eagles play in the last 2 or 3 months. So how will I assess them?
So,
we have good players, but there is no teamwork, no blending.
No blending.
I've never been so disillusioned about the Super Eagles like now. I used to literally worship Super Eagles players, monitor them from club to club. But these days, if you ask me questions about them, I can barely answer because I'm so disinterested. It's a national team of Nigeria that fails to beat Central African Republic, that cannot beat Madagascar.
It cannot be Lesotho.
So what do you want me to say? We don't even have a goalkeeper. A goalkeeper that a free kick is fired straight in his direction from long range and is still entered. How can I trust such a team? I'm just sitting and looking at them like Odo Ekiti bat. If they get the result, fine.
no problem if they don't get.
If they don't get, I need to be on my own or what.
Musba Razak, I want to thank you for your contribution and the maestro himself, Babajide Kolade. Thank you. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11 p.m. Join us this Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun. See you tomorrow and God bless Nigeria.